my fellow citizens of Hoboken, what a year. What a year. I know you're ready for a new beginning, and I know you voted for a new beginning, no matter who you voted for in this past election. It's been an unforgettable year of campaigns, and while it's always a good thing when citizens are engaged in our civic process, a year of campaigns in which we're focused on what divides us can cause us to forget that we have so much that unites us. Because when you get to the heart of each and every candidate, what each and every candidate was campaigning on, you will see that while there are clearly differences in approaches, we have a shared vision for Hoboken's future. Every candidate agreed that our taxes are too high and that our government needs to do more with less. Every candidate called for restoring faith in a government of honesty and accountability. Every candidate viewed Hoboken's character and diversity as a treasure to be nurtured and maintained. Every candidate looked forward to a future in which cars, pedestrians, and bicycles could safely and easily travel our streets, find parking, access new parks, and drive and streets and have streets that are no longer flooded. Now that our election process is over and we're no longer counting ballots, we can start counting what unites us. The causes we believe in to achieve a brighter future for the town that we all love so much, and the challenges that we will tackle together as a community. For community is a value that we cannot forsake, especially in the tough times that we have ahead. We have many problems that were not created overnight, and problems that will not be solved overnight. But I know, given all the causes and challenges that we agreed upon in the last election, that the burden will be easier to bear if we can work together to address the many issues facing our city. Our greatest challenge is taking control of the runaway train that is our city's finances. Hoboken's tax burden is too high, and we must increase efficiency and cut spending to reduce taxes. As your mayor, I promise not to rely on gimmicks, but to govern effectively and openly. On Thursday at a mayor's luncheon during the League of Municipalities conference, I had the honor of hearing Governor Corzine and Governor-elect Christie come together to speak candidly about the challenges facing our state and our cities and our towns. Our governor-elect made his position clear when he said, we can only solve our problems if we move from asking, what's in it for me, to what's in it for us. Individually, we will have to give up something to get through the tough times ahead for our city. But ultimately, at the end of the day, all Hoboken residents will benefit. City Hall should be a beacon for our residents, a place where they know they can find an ally, employees who they can trust, and a system that gets results. It must be a place where the rules are fair and apply equally to everyone. Sadly, that hasn't always been the case. And I know that any success my administration has will flow from earning the trust of our citizens by proving that their government works for them and not for itself. We must set the standard for government openness so that our citizens understand the process through which decisions are made and the reasoning behind them. My own administration has already begun organizing city records, and we're going to post them online so that anyone who wants access to information can have it within a few strokes of the keyboard. For anyone who's ever been to the third floor of City Hall, there's a room filled with nearly floor-to-ceiling and records from years ago, so you know we've got a lot of work to do. But we will be accountable to you. That is the contract that government is based upon. We all know that a community is bigger than the body that it governs. So it is with the promise that we will be accountable to you. I ask that we all start by being accountable to each other. This is our city, and we ought to take pride in it to keep our streets clean and our neighbors safe. One of my highest priorities as mayor is to protect the character of Hoboken. Our city is a mile-square city with neighborhoods and a small-town feel that is unique to this section of New Jersey. We must never allow that to be taken away by projects like the massive redevelopment plan proposed by New Jersey Transit. I'm not saying that I oppose development in any way, but I am saying that I oppose irresponsible development. The proposed 70-story tower that would permanently alter our city's character is not responsible development. Adding 7,000 residents to just one neighborhood by constructing 8 or 9 45-story buildings, increasing our population by 15% is not responsible development. Yet there is legislation in Trenton that would take away our right to control the destiny of our city. That is wrong, and if we are divided, it may succeed. My firm opposition to New Jersey Transit's massive redevelopment plan is something I talked about in my campaigns in May, in June, and in November. It is something that the other candidates and I agreed upon, and they talked about it too in May, June, and November. It's a concern that I heard voiced from residents over and over again. And so I ask that you join me in our efforts to stop this. We will fight. We will fight. And together, we will win. Rather than monstrous projects that will forever destroy the charming character of our landscape, the Hoboken we believe in supports balanced development. Development that brings our city new jobs, places to play ball, restaurants and shops, to continue building on the lively community that makes Hoboken, Hoboken. Because I know that we can all agree how crucial it is to maintain the diversity of this city. But it's a big part of why we all love this place so much. Because whether you are old Hoboken, new Hoboken, it's time we start preaching one Hoboken. Where people from all walks of life can afford to live comfortably in vibrant neighborhoods and enjoy their lives. It is easy to get discouraged when things do not change as fast or as easily as we would like them to. The problems we have today will take time to resolve, and there will be setbacks, but we cannot let the temporary failures of today distract from what we can achieve tomorrow. We must always stay focused on the incredible potential in the future of our town and come together to fight for what's best for our city. Hoboken, the turnaround starts today. The last 3 years have been an incredible journey for me. I went from speaking out at my first city council meeting with my voice cracking and my hand shaking to standing before you today. I've always believed that you really never know where life is going to take you. Growing up, my mom used to talk to me about how each choice you make leads you in a new direction you might not expect. She would say, way leads to way. In Hoboken, we say, election leads to election. Three years ago, I was a complete political novice. As I naively threw myself into the frying pan of Hoboken politics to fight for balanced development, little did I know that my journey would involve such hard work, but also such reward. Hoboken, I have never felt more honored than when you chose me to lead this great city.